Welcome back, everyone. I'm Tort. Hold on, it's kind of dark. There we go. I have found a very large cave, and it has inspired me. Problem being, it's inspired me a little too much. If I'm gonna manifest a massive project inside of my head right now, I'm gonna have to make a few upgrades. Which is why I made this. Let's get to the nether. And if you're confused at why I'm going to the nether with the shulker full of TNT, it's because I want netherite. Which means we gotta make our way down. I'm gonna head over to a better biome, and I was gonna say start digging down, but apparently I already did that a long time ago. There we go, Y level 13. Now before I place too much of this down, I want to set up a little experiment. I have no clue how far apart to space these things, and I want to figure that out before I waste all my TNT. So there's a 4-block gap, and I'll make this one a 6-block gap. Alright, first up, 4 blocks. I assume it's gonna work. Yup. But what about the 6 blocks? I'm assuming this will work too. Oh, it didn't. Which means now I need to test 5 blocks. That did work. I think I might still do 4 blocks though, because I'm concerned that blackstone or any other harder material is gonna make it not work, so. I got a lot of it for a reason. Let's just do a line of like a stack and see what happens. I lied, I only did 20, but it's okay. And now we just gotta clean up. I already see one. Yoink. And there's another one. Thank you very much. 2 down, 34 to go. I decided to time-lapse most of that because this is a really boring thing to do. The good news is we're only 4 ancient debris off, and this is about to be a very long line. Problem being I keep having to reignite the TNT, and my flint and steel is almost dead. It would be really annoying if I had to go back and get 1 iron just so I could finish this. Alright, fingers crossed. We only need 4. Oh, 3-er! Nice, nice. We just need 1 more. I know this isn't the end of the tunnel. Oh! Whoa! Okay, we made it to the other side safely. Just 1 more. Come on. I'm getting a little nervous. There it is. We got it. And there's no point in not checking the end of this. Another one. Okay, I think that's this entire trail. If it's not, oh well. We've got our 37 ancient debris. Time to head back home. Now look. I've got my ancient debris here. I can start smelting it. There's just there's one problem. See, I've died a few times in this series already, and that's taken a hit on my gear. I've been able to recover my tools, which all have pretty solid enchantments, but my armor's a different story. I'm literally wearing Curse of Binding pants. That's a problem we're gonna have to solve later. So before I upgrade my gear to netherite, I'm gonna have to do some enchanting. What? Why are you here? You thought I was gonna do a montage for this? I'm just gonna be sitting here for 30 minutes. Okay, some time has passed. Just be glad you didn't have to watch any of that. Between clips, I got all my enchantments done. Look at those. I also got this sick bow. This is all from fishing, by the way. And then I went caving, because the upgrade templates take a lot of diamonds. Which is why you see me collecting this now. A stack and 12, not bad. Anyways, there's 3 more smithing templates we need to make. And now we have all 9. So let's grab our armor, grab our netherite scrap, grab some gold, make our netherite, enter our smithing table, and upgrade everything. Just a little loud. full netherite. But of course, before I can put it on, I have some pants I gotta get rid of. I feel like there's only one right way of going about this. Let's put our stuff away. Set our spawn up here. It's time to take the plunge. Netherite's great and all, but why do I need it? It's not like it's gonna help me clear out blocks much faster or build things any quicker. What you don't know is netherite isn't the upgrade I've been after. See, off camera, I've gathered 3 wither skeleton skulls. A beacon will make working in this cave much better. Problem is, I have to fight the wither now. Well, no time like the present. Doing this down here with all the mobs might have been a bad idea. I forgot to put my chest plate on too. There we go. I haven't taken much damage yet, so I'm not too worried. We're in sword mode. Reset, reset. I don't like that creeper being there. We should have this. This should be fine. I need to make sure I kill the creeper too so it doesn't blow up the star when I am done. There we go. That wasn't chaotic at all. And now we've got our nether star. Time to go make a beacon. Hey there, I'm doing a voiceover now. Haven't done this before. Anyways, I used the beacon to mine out a bunch of blocks because despite the cave being massive, it wasn't big enough. That included this section with a bunch of water and it was really annoying. I think all of this took 3 or 4 hours in total. I wish I never did it. That being said, you're probably wondering what I'm building here in the first place. Fire-breathing dragon bridge thing. Let me explain myself. So, as you can see, where I was just standing, we have a bit of an entrance. This entrance is going to be a tunnel that connects all the way back to our other hole. Out of that entrance, I'm envisioning a very large bridge that spans about to here-ish, maybe? I don't know, somewhere. And on the opposing end, I'm getting a little ambitious. Big dragon. That dragon's gonna be breathing fire, and the fire's gonna be going against the side of the bridge. You understood that, right? That fire will be a continuation of the path that is the bridge, all the way to the back of the dragon, where I'll house a room. And the purpose of this room is to have a place where I can store my ender dragon egg and head, and maybe a world map. Things like that. Not necessary at all, but a pretty cool addition to the world, and I had to do it, because it was in my head, and now I'm doing it. Maybe just doing some outlining with you guys will help explain this a lot better. Welcome to my awesome third-person cam. I definitely didn't steal this from anyone. So first I want to start off with these main supports of the bridge, which I don't know how they're gonna look. We're just freestyling for a second here. How's that shape look? I actually think that looks pretty good. It's obviously too tall though, so I have to bring it down real quick. So that's our base arch. And then from there, the main walkway would be all the way up here. I think I'm liking the scale. Let me keep extending that bridge that way, just to get an idea of where it should end. Okay, now that I'm all the way down here, I want the bridge to start crumbling. It is going to be getting torched by a dragon, so I'd assume it wouldn't be doing too hot. Actually, it'd be doing really hot. I'm sorry, just give me a second. Alright, and that's generally what it's gonna look like. It looks a little weird right now, but we'll fill it in with slabs, stairs, things like that. You know, you get it. Now I want to move on to the other half of this, which is gonna be a very large flame. As I've said before, very new to organics. This is gonna be tough. I don't know exactly how a flame would actually interact with this surface, but I'm gonna just pretend like this is a flat wall. From what I've seen, when a flame hits a flat surface, like a big wall, it very quickly goes from a pretty straight beam to very flat and spread out. So since this is our center point, I want to build out and make a massive circle. So I figured out this circle is going to have a diameter of 31 blocks, and using an online tool, I can map out a perfect circle. And there we go. There's our very, very large circle. Now clearly this doesn't look like a very authentic flame. That's because the ends of flames usually are pretty rough. I don't want to call it spiky, but that's going to end up being what we do. So let me go ahead and figure out that. Okay, it might be a bit hard to read exactly what's going on here, but yeah, I think I like that. Let me clear out all the outer blocks so it's easier to see. Yeah, look at that. See what I mean? It's not necessarily spiky. It's not like we got a bunch of points coming out, but it's just a little rough, and it's got some edges to it, right? Okay, let me add that to the bottom half, and then we can keep going back. Okay, now the next thing we need to figure out is the side profile. Now, when the fire hits the wall, it creates a pretty hyperbolic shape. Like I was saying before, it stays in a pretty straight line all the way up to very close to the wall, and then it curves out very quickly. So I'm thinking I outline this topologically, meaning I'm gonna have each layer's perimeter outlined. Now our pathway still needs to be 5 blocks wide, so the thinnest the flame is gonna get is something like this. So just based on what I'm looking at here, I think the next radius we should go is somewhere here. I'm liking it a lot. All right, now I'm gonna do this for the rest of it, and hopefully by the time you see it, it actually looks good. It's happening. When I moved this eye out of the 2D plane and onto this 3D face, the project finally started to take shape. The transition from the side of the face to these frills is still gonna be a little difficult to figure out, but I can see a finish line here. I do still have a bit of a problem with the terrain here. As you can see, the dragon is cutting into this surface, so there may be some more terraforming I still have to do. But it wouldn't be too much, and I don't want to think about that right now. We finally have enough of an outline to start placing some blocks and coloring in this thing. Let's get to it. That was a lot of work, but everything is somewhat there. Quick thing I wanted to mention, look at this tunnel with the shaders. Crazy. Anyways, there's still probably some things I want to clean up with this guy. That includes lighting the top of it so I don't get mobs all the time. And you know, these areas back here are pretty rough, but what are the odds you'll see this, right? This cliff was dug out pretty lazily, so there's kind of just a wall here. I'll ignore that. I'm really happy with it though. We got like the texturing on the bottom, and the shape of it overall came out way better than expected. And I have little gradients on the horns. The fire effect is a little tricky to get as well. I think I'm happy with it as it is now. The big thing that sold it was adding this last layer that overlaps a little bit. Before that, this was just a flat face against this wall and it looked kind of awkward. Now it's kind of spreading over. If I wanted to spend a lot more time on it, I could probably make it look even better, but I don't got that time. And the bridge slowly burns up as we get closer. I'm happy. But of course, we built this whole place for the purpose of housing our room. What kind of a room is this? Treasure room? Vault room? Something. So I think we should get to that. Okay, I've already outlined a few things here, as you can see. One thing I want to note is this entrance. I want to make this a piston door eventually. 3x3 piston doors are really hard, and I don't got the time for that right now. So maybe that's the next episode challenge. As for the room itself, though, we've got this oval shape laid out, which I think I'm going to run with. You can see this cut out in the wall all the way at the other end. I want to put the world map right there. As for the floor and ceiling of this room, I think I want to curve them. So the floor will sink in towards the center, and then I can have some kind of pedestal where I rest my dragon egg. Now, my favorite color is orange. It's my channel logo and everything, and me. So, since this is a pretty important room in the whole world, I'm going to be running with an orange accent color. And deep slate otherwise, since we're inside a deep slate dragon. Let me just start by filling in the walls with bricks. Alright, that's good. Now we got some boundaries to work with. Let's first add a trim to the base of all of this. I'm thinking from here I add slabs down and slope this whole thing. Okay, now before I make this floor too small, I want to be considerate of what kind of centerpiece goes in here. I'm just now realizing this isn't actually centered. The room is longer this side than that side. I'm gonna call that a happy accident. I like it. This spot here is begging for some kind of pattern. Yup. Okay. I think the concrete is too much, but maybe I can have it as just like a little highlight. Yeah, okay. I still can't tell if this unevenness is bothering me yet or not. It's fine. I'm gonna mix in patches and normal deep slate into the ground here. This is just for some texture variance because the cobble looks a little too repetitive. We can get some columns in this part of the room. Maybe add a T in the floor here. Throw in some kind of a design to this wall. Look, they're like big old smiles. I think another thing the walls are missing are just variants in the deep slate themselves. But by occasionally throwing in some pillars like this, we can add some interest. And now this place is just lacking some depth. And by that, I just mean I need to poke some holes in the walls sometimes. You know, I'm not a massive fan yet, but just gotta trust the process. I think I actually have an idea for the roof. Maybe I get that laid out now. I'm gonna slab all of this again just to add a bit of a transition. I like the tile corners by adding depth in the ceiling. Now I'm just gonna throw a bunch of acacia beams up here. I'm a big fan of nature and it matches the theme of this world anyway, so if I can slap some leaves up here, I think that'd be cool. I like those. Okay, and now connecting all three with a vertical beam like that should tie all those together. Yup, that looks nice. Okay, I think it's looking good. I need 3 more acacia logs, but I can get that when I make the map. I would make the roof first, but I need a lot of leaves, and I don't want to do that right now. It's also good for me to make the map now, because it might not be the right size, and I want to figure that out. I'm glad I did this now, because I ended up making the map bigger. I'm pretty happy with where this map is positioned. The only thing is our raccoon dog cliff is cut off, which is a little sad seeing as it was the first build here, but it's a sacrifice we'll have to make. There's going to be a lot of work done on this mainland here in the future, and up here. So right now it looks pretty empty, but it'll get filled out. Now I guess I gotta deal with this roof. Oh yeah, that roof works out nicely. Specifically because the map is very green, so having green on the ceiling as well just ties everything together. I think I'm alright with calling this room done. Well, everything except for one very important item. Wow. Well, this turned out way better than I thought it would. First of all, this room turned out real nice. Very excited to get this redstone door working. But second of all, the dragon. There's something about me polishing up the bridge a bit and removing all the torches that really just adds to the atmosphere and finalizes this thing. Added a little lava river down here too, which I might make bigger, but it takes a lot of time, so we got plenty of episodes to make expansions, and yes, I want to make expansions down here. We got a lot of room to play with, and we can create more if we want. Plus, this tunnel back here still needs to be mined out, and maybe we can do things along that path. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you're looking forward to seeing those future projects, then make sure to like and subscribe, and do the things. I am very proud of this episode in particular, and I hope you can see the hard work I put in. We're going to be adding a whole lot to this map. Just you wait. For now, it's time for me to go. Bye. Bye.